Yep, looks like we're going to be starting again now. Here we go.
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay. So, is everybody ready if we start now? Okay, good. Deborah Kizich has got the next question. Deborah, do you want to ask your question?
Hi, I'm Deb Kazich from Good Sammys, and I do a lot of public speaking. And my question is, as I'm the gold medalist, am I the best dancer yesterday at all times, or just in my decision? Thank you.
Okay, so what Deb's, I've written it down here also, so just to clarify, is the gold medal the best dancer on the floor in their age group?
I would say so.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just, because what I'm judging on or adjudicating on is the point score. So obviously if you got the gold, you got the highest number of points from, well, it'd have to be from both Derek and myself because there would have been different dancers. So Derek would adjudicate one and give you a point score in one dance. I would be doing another dance, and then they're put.
Did you evaluate the palm walls or the hand jive?
I did adjudicate a hand jive. I think it might have been.
Yeah, there was only one hand jive, so
Yes.
that would have been Deborah's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I adjudicated your hand jive.
Yep.
Who did?
I
Stephen.
did Stephen.
So, is that how I won you gold medal? Because I did excellent in the hand jive, or both dances?
Both.
Both dancers, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. So Deb, you got the gold medal, which was the addition of the two dancers together.
It really helped me to
Overall. Overall.
speeches.
Yes. Good. Yes. So over the overall, with those two dancers' scores added together.
Overall, the two dances together,
Yes.
and it's 4. And I'm the best dancer in the visually impaired Masters 2 and 3. Is that correct?
That was correct. Yes. That was one that you won. Yes. Yep.
That I'm the winner for that event.
Yes.
That section.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. I just need some things to put in my speech. That's
Of course.
all.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yep. Good.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Could I only ask a question? So I noticed with Ashley, she did like boring dancing. Some of her your routine was a bit boring, in it. Your routine was it a bit boring?
No, that she did a new Vogue and a pub jive,
Yeah. Yeah. A gypsy tap
gypsy
and a
tap,
rock and roll.
and a rock and roll.
But other people, they did dances that they learnt probably in class. How do you judge then between the ones that are doing boring dance and the ones that are not?
Okay, so what sounds like you're asking is the difference in styles, how they compared. Simply, we're giving a point score for that. Dancing is dancing. It doesn't matter whether it's Latin, American, New Vogue or Ballroom. The same criteria apply for those. So whatever point score, so if you're comparing a Latin American dance compared to a ballroom dance, it's whoever is getting the highest score in that particular dance.
But the girl was got gold with me. She didn't do one of the dance. She did cha-cha, and the other one she did another dance that they do.
So again, the
that
point
seems to make
score
up.
would be the difference between, not the dance. So we're not looking at,
I think
we're
she
not
did
we're
really
not
well.
talking about comparisons.
Yeah.
We're talking about points awarded for that particular dance. So that's how it's calculated. Is that reasonable?
Great. Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I don't know that I agree with the way that was put up. We discussed this already today. The judging system that was put in place yesterday is tremendous. It's very clear, very direct, and it certainly accounts for first, second, third, and so on. And as I've learned today, that would be worth considering in the dance sport business, which Darryl will take forward. But it does not answer what was also behind your question, that a cha-cha is, I'll say, easier to dance than a Palmer waltz or something. That is, but we are saying that if you did the cha-cha and I did the Palmer waltz and you beat me, you've got the easier dance. So it's not fair.
If I might done it better than the other person did the quick step, they could have done a little bit.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So this system of judging that's well identified is excellent.
Hard.
It's hard, but it makes you consider the things that are important. And Stephen's outlined them beautifully today. Musicality, personality, technique, etc. Choreography, they're all there. That's what you guys are doing. Good on you.
And the new ones that came through, I think they did extremely good. And they should be very proud of what they did.
Well, that's your sport in general, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you want me to ask a
Yes,
question? Or
yes,
you,
ask the next
go?
question.
Okay, yes, okay. I won't ask Danny's question just in case she comes back on. Okay. Do the judges give better marks for the dancers they themselves prefer to dance?
No.
Definitely not.
No, that's
You might, it's an interesting question, isn't it? You might actually have an expectation. Be personal. I love a foxtrot. Therefore, I have a standard of expectation with foxtrot. And I love that more than more than Samba, maybe.
Palmer Walsh.
Palmer Walsh. We'll pick on the Palmer Walsh. Yes, so there is a degree of that. But look, this comes back again to the number of questions. There is no completely fair defining level of adjudication. We try to do it within the dance sport system, and because I've been closely involved, we have a rule book that's so damn thick that people don't know what the current rules are because it's so complicated. And why is it complicated? Because we're trying to please all the age groups, all the abilities, all the different everything. Don't let yourself fall into that.
Yeah.
Don't
But
let
we
yourself do that.
To be fair though, the adjudicators have qualifications that are fairly, the knowledge that we have to have for each of the styles is quite intricate, so that we have a fair bit of training that we have to do and prepare. So it's not just our dancing skill, it's our knowledge and then our teaching skill, all incorporated into an examination that says, yes, you are prepared for adjudication or you are prepared for coaching. So, and going back to comparing the styles of favourite dancers, Derek could probably be the same, but we did all the styles when we were growing up, and then as we got better, we specialised in others. But I did ballroom and Latin for many years, but I've won some New Vogue championships, and I even did English sequence as well. So that helps you prepare yourself for being a more complete adjudicator.
When you scoring, I saw 1 mark. Is it out of 10 or each?
Correct.
Yes. Okay, the next question. How important is footwork for all ability dancers, especially when some have trouble getting their feet straight or pointing their toes in the right direction?
Again,
We don't
I would have
discriminate.
taken the same answer to the question about somebody who can't hold their neck up. You see that. You see the feet that aren't quite right. We see it with able-bodied people as well.
Yeah.
So it comes back to the musicality. How are they presenting their interpretation of that music? They can do that. That was the whole point that I wanted to get to at the beginning.
So personality show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
but we
that
do
comes
want
from that.
We
Yes,
do
I-
want the excellence of technique and footwork. I mean, I hope Derek agrees. I'm sure he will, and Daryl and all of us here really who have done some teaching. If there's a problem with the dance, we start from the feet and we work up. So if there's somebody falling off balance, let's check the feet out first. Are they doing the right technique? Are they getting the balance point where it needs to be? Then if it's the hips out, then we'll maybe work on that. Or if it's the head position, then we'll work on that. But we start from the ground and work up.
But sometimes when you fall over, it's not actually the dancer's fault, it's actually, because I tripped over, I slipped last week.
That's the challenge of us all. But if you've got that, if we have that trouble with the floor, let's say it's slippery. See, I'm wearing my normal shoes because my poor old worn out dad shoes is very fast, so I've adapted. And that's what we all have to do as dancers. We need to be able to adapt to the conditions. And that's any sport.
Yep.
You just pick up yourself and carry on.
Absolutely. That's the performance.
You make it, it's part of it.
Okay. Next question. Are the dancers who keep the best time to the music going to do better than the ones who can't keep time?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
No.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
okay.
okay.
Yeah, I think.
Move on to music,
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
It's all, music is the boss.
Okay, let's make us an example. There's Derek standing up really nice. He's got a nice frame. He's keeping it. He's balanced. He's dancing well with his partner, but he's dancing out of time. Here am I. I use the expression, the busted sand shoe, and I'm in time. Who wins?
Busted Sanchu.
The busted sand shoe,
Shoe
because
time.
I'm dancing to the music in time. That's probably the initial criteria.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've heard that question come up many times. Peter Townsend, a guy we know, he would have given a different answer.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's a real famous name.
Yeah,
we're not
okay.
really going to be
Yeah.
dancing, you know,
Mm.
both
Okay.
out of time. Then I'm looking for the best, whoever's creating the best look or the best movement or whatever.
And could I say personally, I don't have a problem with you both having a difference of opinion there, because that's why we have
Yeah.
multiple judges on the panel, because we respect their own opinions. And for some people, musicality is very important, but for other people, footwork might be important, posture might be important,
absolutely.
presentation might be important.
But
Yeah.
we said, and I'm just going to push it a bit because we said that, and Derek, you said it, we're actually dancing and expressing to the music. So if I'm not dancing in time, well, let's just take the music off and let's not have any music.
Yeah, I agree. Well, look, yeah, you can't deny that.
But yes, there's limits, I think, isn't there? You know, if I'm looking really bad in my posture or I'm not dancing or
I mean, your busted saying you killed it for me. But
Yeah,
you can
please.
appreciate people. Look, it goes this way, and I'll use Peter's example. It was a cha-cha-cha. Now, he had the example where the emphasis is beat 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2 is the point. And there's somebody who was dancing out of time on those beats. There's somebody who was dancing on 4, 1, 2, and 3.
Yesterday.
4. And if you listen to the music, that's what the music was doing.
Mm.
The bloke making a mistake was the guy playing the music.
Yeah.
So heck, this is a field that is, it's no black and white. You've got to have an open mind, and I think that's the point that Steve was making. We all do. We have to have an open mind, and usually have to make a decision pretty jolly quickly. Too damn quickly, I think, as a judge, but never mind. Yeah.
You had a question?
Yeah.
This is actually from Lara. She actually gave me a message about it yesterday. And she said, how do we meant to dance when we slide our feet?
When we slide our feet.
Slide our, like, in our
You should.
palm lobs kind of thing.
Oh, right. So, much as I was saying about before, and I always felt it was so slow, but what stopped me from being is sliding is a good word, but using all the feet, wiping the feet, I think I described it as. And if you want to call that sliding, well, that's fine. See how I'm spending time over my standing leg?
Yeah.
Then I'm dividing, then I'm moving on to the other one. Right? That stops us from just going, one, oh, what's going on? Oh, God, this is so slow. Yeah, we're occupying with our foot and our leg work the time
So
to
you're
move
gliding.
from one foot to foot. So gliding is a probably good word.
Sliding. I'll tell her that.
Yeah, lovely, good.
Daryl, can I ask you a question? Have you ever had people faces like this? You know when they have
An amputee?
Yeah, have you ever had amputee?
No, I would love the challenge of having someone that
'Cause I know
has
they
a
can
brace.
run and all that.
Yeah, I would love the challenge of having someone that has a brace, but so far we've not had anyone in the studio
I've
yet.
seen the Dancing with Stars one.
I have too, yes, and they did a great job. So they had that springy bit,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so they could still get some movement, and it was
Be
very
good
nice.
for Samba.
Yeah,
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 they can have like
Well, they
sneakers
can
and
run.
have spring.
yes, absolutely. They can dance. Yeah.
That's the other thing I did notice yesterday, and I'd like to see a little bit more of, is bouncing action.
I've done it.
Up one, up two, up one, up two. Tighten those ankles and feel
What's
it.
he doing, Ashley? What dance is he doing, Ashley?
Samba.
Yeah.
The dance I did, one of my dances I did, I only learned it one time, and that's it, and I didn't have a chance to learn it again because
Yeah. So
I
that's
didn't
just
really
something
realize
yesterday.
it was gold.
That was their little bit of bouncing action in the samba. One, 2, 1, 2. So you can say the
It's like a
accentuation or
golden
the important half beat is the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See how it kind of gives the character of the dance?
Bring it back to the dance competitions. I'll do that any day.
Yeah.
Good on you. Well done.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, could I go back to some of the questions that we've had submitted? Are the judges taking dress, hair, and makeup into account when they're judging?
Yes.
Yes,
You
but
can't ignore it because it's in your face. But of course, it's a matter of extremes, isn't it? If somebody hasn't gone to the trouble, I suppose it's how you're brought up, isn't it? Being a rights and dance studio man, if we didn't have polished shoes, you were out. And you tend to look at that. A bit silly, I know, but
And that's what Mum used to say, have polished shoes to my brother, because women always look at your shoes.
there you are, thank you. That's important.
if
So
you
it's
look at
hard
the-
to ignore it, isn't it? If we say we
But he's never
don't do
been,
it,
he's always been single, so he's done something wrong.
to be honest though, if I'm trying to make,
yeah.
when we judge big competitions, and we're talking about 40, 50, 60, and then if you go to Blackpool, hundreds of competitors or hundreds of couples, you're trying to make an evaluation in seconds,
Yeah.
3 or 4 or 5 seconds, to try and get the number of recalls back into your next round. So dressing in that fashion helps you. Where am I looking? Oh, look at that! Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That it makes you concentrate your thoughts on the actual dancing. Yeah. But when I'm actually looking at that girl's got a better dress than her, so I'll mark her first. No.
Because you don't know what person's budgets are.
No.
Well, that leads to the next question.
That's a
We
good
all have different budgets,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, Rachel. For our
Maybe I
costumes,
can read.
should we have a dress code, in your opinion, for the all-ability dancers? I guess that would include the para dancers and vision impaired, like they do for the recreational.
Would you
Well,
want
funny you should say that, because
Yeah.
when I danced in some world championships many years ago, I was only allowed to wear something similar to this. Had to be all black.
Yeah, the coaches always wear black.
Yeah, but competitively,
Oh.
we couldn't wear colours. We actually had to. So the actual world championship rulings
Still
were
can't.
that we had to wear just.
You still can't. In ballroom, there's only 3 colours
That's right.
for a man.
So the
Oh,
thing
they've added
is,
grey.
yeah. Look,
That's
me
a bit
Dark blue,
personally,
grey and
I
black.
don't say dressing is kind of like.
Can you change the rules? Because I think that's unfair.
Mm.
I think men can actually be able to dress up. Why is it only the women are dressing up? We're in the 2023. We're not in the 60s.
I didn't dance in the 60s.
You're still a baby.
That is a really interesting question.
Actually, I started in the 60s.
Listen, this is important.
I think what's important is I would like your opinion. But with our juvenile dancers, we used to allow them to wear whatever they liked. And you had all these little girls with the pretty stuff hairs, everything was over the top. And you see it in these American contests they still do. We stopped it. WA led the way on that too. by the
Wow.
way. So we have a
Okay.
restricted dress and a restricted syllabus
Wow.
for the juveniles. That's where we've done it. That's what. Is that what you want? Now, all the questions about money, yeah, they come into it. If some mothers and some families have a lot more money, can splash it out on their kids. It still does happen to a certain degree, but
Yeah.
we do have a uniform standard. Is that what you want? That's what I want to know.
Can I say, when I see a couple dancing, if they're both very extravagant, it's a little bit clashy, perhaps. If you have, that's why a man in black and a woman in a pretty colourful dress, you can see the difference between the two bodies more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
That would
But if
DSF,
like a woman's
Latin,
wearing a blue
street
dress,
clothes.
the man can wear actually blue
Street
tie.
clothes.
Yeah,
To actually
Yeah.
match.
yeah.
But look, see, you've got all of the choices, and it's the same old story, and I've certainly had plenty of experience in the field. You can't please all the people all the time.
No.
Now, you can make it simple in cost, is a point, which makes it fair. But I say again, what do you want? do you want? At the moment, the concept against standardisation, that's goddamn boring, that is. Everybody looks the same.
Mm.
They do, I get that quite a lot.
From me individually though, I don't use that as a criteria to adjudicate who's as a comparison. Look, they look nice, that's fantastic, but I'm looking at the dancing, you know. And it's same with people with different shapes and sizes. And I've taught some bigger girls and bigger guys, and it doesn't matter. It's what they can do on the dance floor. In fact, the bigger people that I've taught have got really good movement, you know, so that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Half of my dresses I've actually gotten from other people.
Oh,
So,
that's good.
yeah, so
And Rachel, that is the majority of
I've got new dresses.
yeah, great. No, the majority of our girls in the All Abilities have got their dresses from other people, and that's a very economical way. Yep, absolutely. We just so that Derek and Stephen know, we get given a lot of dresses.
Do you?
And I have a big suitcase full
Okay,
of dresses,
that's
which I give to someone new that's competing, that they can have a look through and see if there's anything that they like. So we have been very fortunate that we've been given quite a few dresses.
That is really nice.
So that says to me that people do like to dress up.
I
Correct.
think people like to dress up. Yeah.
Sally, your Latin dress yesterday was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Sally.
But I think
Looking straight at her.
yeah, but I think all the outfits.
They were.
All the outfits were great. I love
Yours-
your red. I mean, that red.
And your
was
Mickey
stunning.
Mouse ears.
Found in an op shop.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
You know.
found in an op shop.
And Sarah's dress, pink dress, beautiful oversway.
Yep, and the blue Latin dress.
Yeah, that's right. I saw that
lovely.
on.
Just want to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can we? Yeah. How can we do our own makeup?
Not qualified to answer that.
Now, could I say, Sarah, that might be a really good question. If we do it after the WA, we have the ladies. That might be a really good question
But
for the ladies.
Sally can actually teach. She's actually good. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, right, Sarah, that is a good point. We can look at that. Yeah, but the gentleman might not be the right one. We need to ask a lady for that.
I might be able to ask a question. I've noticed a lot of what was the question, sorry?
Just one second, one second.
With their makeup.
Sorry.
I've noticed a lot of the dancers. I've never seen them. I've seen them before, but they had like sandals, sort of flat shoes. Are they Latin shoes? I just want to know.
Sandals, as in
that
with
at
a
the
heels.
competition last
No,
yesterday.
no heels.
They had no heels.
Look,
A
I
lot of
teach
girls
a
were-
girl who has really difficulty with her soles of her feet, and
The one that was dancing with Ian.
right.
Oh, that would be Emma's.
Yep.
Emma
Look,
Strongback.
it comes down to what they can do.
Well, Emily had the same shoes.
This lady I teach, she has trouble with her feet, so she comes to the lesson. She tries to dance in heels at the comp, which I think is problematic. But yeah, she has issues. I just want to see the use of the feet, whether you've got heels on or not. Like I don't have heels, but I still want to see the use of the feet happening. Okay, I want to see the use of the feet, whether you're wearing heels or flats. One of my teachers, Bobby Irvin, she used to wear in men's shoes because she was teaching 12 hours a day. So it's how you use your feet, not what you're actually wearing. So. Yep.
And those ladies' shoes, of course, have changed, particularly for
Yeah.
teachers, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Yeah, for the same reason.
You can roll them up like a ball.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a bit of a loaded question.
Oops.
Oh, Derek will answer that one.
What do you consider to be the most important attributes a paradancer needs to display in their event?
No, I think that's a really good question.
From a paradancer, yeah. What attributes?
What attributes? Okay. I think all those components that we talked about before, musicality, posture, presentation, use of body and side, use of expression through the arm, connecting with their partner, feel, interpretation of the dance, all the things that we're talking about tonight, or this afternoon, tonight, those things are important. The wheel is not important. It's the expression, the partnering, the musicality, the deportment,
That's the one I want.
Unless you do your tango.
Personality.
That's right, of course. But I would have added personality.
Yeah, yep.
Which means they look like they're enjoying it. That's
Yes.
a big step.
Yes.
Yeah, you're one.
How do you meant to stand up straight and doing your posture and stuff?
Okay, good question. The problem with posture is that people get tight with it. And yeah, look, I'm the same. I used to do half a side of waltz, and I was so tight, I couldn't even hold my arm up when I got to the corner step. And I learnt from good teachers how to hold my body and be balanced. And then the arms are just kind of an extension of that. And then it's almost like they're a steering wheel in a way. They're just able to be free because we're only talking about connections. People get really misguided, and I was one of them. Shape. It's not about shape. It's about...
Give us your hand. Come on, get up. Come on.
You're not shy.
Okay,
actually.
so what we have to do, firstly, relax, is we just need to stand with each other, okay? Now, you're going to look out your window, and I'm going to look out mine, and we're going to turn our bodies a little bit towards each other. That's it. Now, I'm just going to get you to put your hands up and under. Look out there at those lovely older people there, and relax your arms. Good.
They're looking at you, Kelly.
Right. Now I want you to tuck your tummy up and let everything hang down your back. Done.
Very good there, Ashley.
Really well done. Gold medal.
How about a
trick,
clap for
though,
Ashley?
Is to be able to do that when
How
we
about a
move. Well done. So to be able to do that and then move is the key, isn't it? And that's what we practice for. We spend hours, years developing that.
Would I be able to ask a question? Would you be, I don't know if you can, Daryl, would you be able to put the Richard and pair with like Ashley and me? Because I know they are just as good as we are.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we definitely we can do anything that we feel is good. But as we said, what we try and do is put like with like as much as possible. And for some of those people that have a little bit of sight, okay, that's not too bad. But for some of those people that are totally blind, it's quite a long learning process for them. So there's a lot of explaining that has to be done. So definitely, I do feel that sometimes the all ability people pick things up quicker sometimes than someone who can't see it visually. So that's why we try and put like with like.
Like Brody?
Yeah, so Brody has a little bit of vision, but Bridie has now been dancing for about 4 years. She's been dancing for quite a while now, so she's got quite developed with her dancing.
She's doing really well.
She's doing beautifully, yeah, she is. So she's been dancing for quite a while now, working hard on her dancing,
And
taking it
that's
very
something
seriously.
we don't do enough of. We don't compliment each other enough.
Mm.
You don't charge.
And I noticed that with you guys, I noticed that you're all in it together. I like that.
Yeah,
Really.
that's really
We
lovely.
could learn a lot from that, couldn't we? Derek? That you support each other. And that's how you're going to become strong.
Yes.
And always remember that.
Me.
Never forget that.
Because you're in the same.
You complement each other. I think that's
And if
really
you're going to sing, we
good.
sing together.
Yeah. Really good.
If we go to the next question, do you think an introduction to a dance helps? So, for instance, I see sometimes they might do a turn before they start the waltz, or they might have a bit of a run before they start the quick step, or in the Latin, the girls sometimes sort of walk around the boy before they start. Anything like that helps.
Look, it's creating a mood or a sense. Viennese, I notice there's a lot more stuff they're doing now, that they're kind of turning and then they join up and then they start. I don't actually judge on that, but I do. It adds character, or it builds up a sense of kind of what the dance is about, which is giving its character. So if somebody did it and somebody didn't do it, I'm not going to say, oh well, I'll give that to them because they did something. No, that we're not judging on that really, and particularly New Vogue, as you would know that. and ballroom, no. Latin American, that's, you know, once they start doing things, then that for me is the start of the dance. And the ladies walking around or whatever, I'm starting to judge them then, because that's actually creating the beginning of the dance.
Yeah.
I intend to say, get on with it, will you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't judge that stuff.
Just start
No,
the dance.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of it has gone too long.
Yeah.
Can I add a comment to that, Darryl?
Especially
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd just like to say though, as a partner of All Abilities and Wheelchairs, it does help them get into the musicality of the dance. So my answer to that question would be yes, I think it is important, because it puts their cognitive skills in place, ready and be prepared. Where you're standing still, they're not thinking. But if they're moving to the music, they are thinking about what the characterisation is. So I think it is important that we do. Sarah did a beautiful introduction to a waltz yesterday, right? Where you spun out, and you came back in, and then you were ready. So you're ready for the dance because you had it in your head what that music was about. So yes, my opinion is I think we should be doing it more.
But I'm not going to be judging.
No, you don't have to be judging it, no.
But I get what you're saying.
Yep.
It's creating.
If it works for you, do it.
Yeah.
For a good positive.
Yep.
What about if someone else does like rock and roll or anything? Can you judge with that?
If they're doing rock and roll, can we
Judge with that or not?
can we judge rock and roll?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because we're looking at those things.
Mm.
Because
Rhythm.
a girl came saying this to me. She got
Partnering.
involved and she did the dance.
Yeah.
Technique.
Are we allowed
Connection,
To,
all
are we allowed
those
to
things.
do rock and roll out of dance competitions?
Unless they
Dance
put...
sport, it's not a strictly part of. You call that, what do we call that? A novelty event. The dances for ballroom is modern waltz, tango, slow foxtrot, Viennese and quickstep. Latin American are rumba, cha-cha, samba, paso doble and jive. And I'm not even going to start with all the number of 12 new vogue dances, but there's a set number of dances. Rock and roll is a kind of a novelty event.
Sometimes these events, they will put it on, but it probably wouldn't be in a major competition, but it might be to invite other people who haven't normally danced with us before. So they create a group and then we have a rock and roll competition. It doesn't happen very often, but it has happened in our past, hasn't it?
When I was 3 years old, when I was in Victoria, and I did a cabaret for rock and roll people.
Right.
And it was really fun. Now I want to do it here.
Mm. So that's why it's a perfect choice for your awards nights.
Yeah.
We've got one more question, and then we might leave it there because I'm very conscious of the time. And
0
the final
o'clock.
question is: Do you enjoy judging the para and ability dance events?
I love it. I'd make you all first. Well, look, there's an admiration level from my point of view. Do I enjoy it? Yeah, I'm trying to shake my head like Stephen is.
Yeah,
I can't get the word enjoyment out of it. I just admire it.
Yeah,
And I realise there's a job to be done as a judge, and you like it all the time. We want to do the best we possibly can to respect what we see. That's important, to respect what you do.
and I'd like to see you improve and develop
Yeah.
your dancing
Yeah.
and adjudication, which is the system we used yesterday, was
Yeah.
fantastic because it's actually building blocks to help you improve. And this here tonight, I really thank you for your participation because you've given us some tricky questions and you're going to benefit from it because I think you do. This group, your group of para and all abilities, are doing things a lot better in some instances than the other lots of dance sport people. So, I'm in admiration, but I'm honoured actually. But that would probably be my word, is to be adjudicating you. And I really do thank Darryl and Judy and Chris for helping me out, and Peter and yourself for looking after me, Deb. I've come over not knowing really, well, I knew Darryl, but I didn't really know, and of course I know Derek all these years, but you've really, I just wanted to say thank you because you've really welcomed me into the from, and I appreciate that.
So you can be part of that.
Great, thank you.
One last question. All that writing, did you get hand cramp from writing?
No, we used to do it metal, so no, we didn't.
Would I be able to have a last question? You know how a lot of the people yesterday, Daryl, never ever done a competition. Would you be able to just have a competition just for them so they can get their confidence up? And we don't have
Yes.
to, our skills don't have to be in it, but it's just for the ones that haven't got confidence.
Yes, we could
And then,
definitely do that.
just, like they can slowly get their confidence
Yeah,
up.
so there's something called
Them
inter-studio
or
competitions,
Yeah.
and we could do
We
something
know
like that.
we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
watch them.
Rachel, that is a fabulous idea,
That is
a
good.
very good idea. So
Because a lot
what
of
we
the
could
numbers
do,
that I know they're not ready yet.
yeah, is we could have like your first competition you do maybe in here, and that's your first competition that you do in here, so that we can give them the confidence before they go on the floor. That's a great idea. Very good.
Because I did 4 and then I got up to 6 because I actually been.
Yeah, no, that's
Do
good
it for a
idea.
masterclass, have one dance comp.
That's right. Yeah,
Sure.
the masterclass. Yeah.
Last question, yeah.
Can I just say, like, if anyone wants to like to do like a teacher student, like to teach other students dancing, means so you can try and be a teacher student or from other people,
Yeah.
like what me and Sally were talking to you about.
Yep. Help the others.
Help
The
the others.
new ones. The new ones coming through.
Yeah.
Like a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely.
Guide them
Great idea.
from your experience.
Yeah.
You have to learn. You have to learn to growl at them.
You can teach them that, Peter. Yeah,
I did cramp yesterday. Is that outline dress suitable for that dance, or do I need to get something more fancy for that particular dance?
I don't think I had a problem at all with that, what you were wearing. I thought it was most appropriate, and yeah, I think you were fine.
Yep.
What was the answer?
So
All
Stephen
good.
thought good. It was a good dress. No problems.
Yes.
Good.
It suited your dance.
And I'll see if I can create some. See if I can get something a little bit more fancier, Latin style or something.
Sure.
That's your
This-
choice, all
this
good.
dress is okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
no, it was good.
Well, thank you very much for that. We will wind things up now because we are quite over time. But can we put a hands together? For Derek and Steve, but also to yourselves. Some fabulous questions. Some fabulous questions were asked, and hopefully you got some insight from that. And that was wonderful that Peter was videoing it, so we can share it with all the other people that weren't able to come tonight, but that might get some pointers out of it. Great. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good for
Thank you.
organising that.
Thank you very much.